Welcome to
Amen.
But Podcast. Two best friends, two mics, unpacking faith, queerness, love, and life after purity culture.
What up, bad bitch?
Hey, Bevich. Sorry, I disassociated for the last 30 seconds.
Honestly, I thought that like my I was like frozen in time.
How are you?
Girl, I'm good. Slightly a headache, but but we're here. We're here.
Good.
And
How was your
vacation.
weekend?
Oh my! What was this weekend? I think I just worked the entire time. To be honest with you, things like with my job, like you have to work weekends, and so unless I ask off, and so I know. But well, I did have a show on Sunday, and that was cute. It was like a fundraiser for one of the local theaters in the area, and so it was cute to come out and like support them and do little improv. So it was nice. It was good.
Okay. Did you finish Bridgerton this weekend?
Yes, I did.
Okay. We'll have to talk about it later because I could talk for hours.
We can do a snippet. Number one,
Boobies.
boobies were everywhere. Okay.
Well, there's only two boobies.
I mean, true. I slightly like Benedict, but not really. I don't know. He still doesn't do it for me. Like he doesn't do it for me. But they were cute. It was a cute story. Homeboy died.
I saw it
Hello.
coming.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was like, why are you gonna die during Black History Month? First of all,
Think about that. Thank you for
like,
keeping me in the know. Yes.
yes, I was like, I mean, he was a boring character, so I didn't really care. But like, the man
Tim.
died.
I loved him and Francesca. I cried so hard, even though I knew it was coming.
You cried for that man?
Absolutely, because he was her piece.
Yes. Things like I felt like the show was trying to do some like somewhat like lesbian romance between Francesca and his cousin, but then you really saw this. He's saying she really actually like loved him, like she wanted to have his child. So like she like I feel like she was just jealous of like their relationship because like how he was, but then it kind of like fell off. But then when during the morning period when she touched her hand and then she left, so now I'm just like it's in the air. So I don't know.
Girl,
The
you
purpose
did
of that.
not. I did not read the books either, but I got the spoiler from the books. This was always the plan. This is the book. He dies in the book.
Oh.
He dies in the book, and she falls in love with his cousin, Michael. So when Michaela came on the screen in season 3, everybody said she's gender bent. They changed her gender for Francesca's storyline. So I'm eating up every scene they have together because I know. So you need to rewatch it.
No, I don't mean we watch it. I know what I saw. It was queer coded, so I know they're gonna be together. It was just like a weird way of how it was like played out. But again, I didn't read the books, so
I mean, neither did I, but I just trust everything I see and read on TikTok. That is my news.
that's where you get your news from.
Yeah, because there's actually news stations that have TikToks.
I mean, you're not wrong. Or you have these little like influencer news people, which sometimes they are informative and sometimes it's not a lot of fear mongering, which I feel like I have been like sucked into lately, and I'm trying to not get like sucked into it. So I feel you. But how's your week? How's your weekend going? The weekend went.
It was good. Olivia went wedding dress shopping.
Ooh.
So she found something she liked. It's very expensive. It's pricier than mine. So we are waiting to see what she decides. She tried on like 20 dresses this weekend.
Oh my, that's hot.
Not even joking you.
Wait, were you there?
No, but everybody, because I met up with everyone for lunch afterwards because I dropped her off, and it was a free for all. Everybody could just pick dresses off the rack, which is what everyone did. There was like 6 people, and so they said minimum she tried on 10, but more realistically, she tried on 20 from that day, and then she went to a different store Sunday and tried on more with her mom to try and, like, find something that she liked
Yeah.
'cause that was cheaper, but there's one she really likes, and I'm terrible because I'm encouraging her. I'm like, "If you love it, get it. We'll
I
go
mean,
into debt."
taxes are coming up, so
So, and oh, my tax appointment's this Thursday. Thank you for reminding me. Um, but so that's what we did this weekend, and then we cashed out at Old Navy. I don't know if you've been to Old Navy recently. I got a brand spanking new leather jacket,
Oh.
$30 off. So I only paid like 40 bucks. I
Oh,
mean, it's faux leather.
gee. Still.
But this is I'm not the spokesperson for Old Navy, but I could be if they pay me.
Sponsorship coming in. Oh, Navy, please.
Please, because when I went to the cash register and she rang up my jacket, she said, "Oh, there's a big discrepancy. Check the price online." Her register told her to tell me to check the price online for a steal. Yeah,
Interest what?
yes. And I saved $30 because Old Navy knows how to run a company. You've got a forever customer out of me as long as you don't donate to war or anything like that. Or at least I never
Yes,
hear
yes.
about it. Okay?
Right. Period. Honestly, Kim has recently started going to Old Navy. I've never been to Old Navy gal, but there have been things that that I have seen like, oh, that's so cute. Like remember you actually texted me like a two-piece set, uh
Mm,
sweatpant and sweatshirt, and I actually bought a pair. So like it comes in the mail because they didn't have any in store. But
hmm
I am excited about trying on my new sweatsuit.
If you bought the one that I bought, it's soft as hell,
Really?
girl.
Period.
So I'm a stan.
Like, I've never been, like, a fan of, like, matching sets, but as I gotten older, I just feel like it's just, like, a baddie thing to wear a matching set, like, it's just, like, it's so cunty. And
Girl,
before
we're
I used to
getting to
do
that age. We're getting to that age.
age is but a construct that you multiply and divide. But, yes, we are getting to the age where, like, it is cunty to wear a whole matching outfit. Like, I did not think that I would be that person, but now that I am a little slightly older, I'm with you on that. I also love a nice matching suit. So you're not wrong.
I think it's also because we're domesticated now with the love of our lives. And so I don't mind wearing a matching outfit with my wife. Now, we will be in different colors, but it's gonna be basically the same thing.
Right. Did I tell you how my auntie Harlan and her wife, they only match. Like they they literally dress she literally said to me after my reunion, if it don't come in a set, I don't get it. Like they get the matching like shirt, shorts, socks, shoes. Like, they match everywhere they go. Like, and mind you, Monte Heroin's, like, 60 plus, so it's just 2 little old black ladies wearing the same outfit. Like, they literally only buy matching sets. It is the cutest thing.
That's our future. That's our future. I hope you know that. And what is it? What did we say last time? Show me your aunt, I'll show you your future. Oh, show me your aunt's style, and I'll show you your
Show me
future fashion.
but, like, it's, like, obviously, like, she's, like, an older black lady, whatever, but it is
Mhm.
so funny how it's, like, if it ain't a set, I ain't getting it. Like, just so cunty. And I was looking at her, I'm like, "You know what? Like, I
Badass.
for real, like, I would love to I mean, to do that with Kim when we're older. Like, if we're, like, in a nursing home or something like that, and we're into the baddies in Block B,
Baddies in
Like,
Block B. I
the
love that.
the baddies in Block B. It's like wearing a fucking Louis Vuitton outfit because we're wearing Louis Vuitton
Okay.
or Zara, you know,
Mm. Yeah, maybe.
maybe if I can afford it, we'll see.
I don't think Olivia and I could ever. She has such a different style from me that like sweatsuits is where we connect. Otherwise, it's just not
No,
happening.
really? What's
Mhm.
funny is like I love when Kim dresses me. Like I honestly don't have style because of her. And people are like, "Oh my god, what a cute outfit!" Kim did it. Like I think I the other night I was wearing camo pants and a shirt. Like Kim did it. Like
This
it's
is
not
Kim's
me.
collection. KK.
Like literally no, literally KK. Like literally, like I am a better dresser. My hair is better because of her. And she has the style, and I'm never questioning her whether she's wrong. I'm like, "Okay." Like, I will like, I'm afraid that, like, if and when we get married and I get one unhappy, like, I feel like obviously she can't be there for that moment, but I'm like, I feel like she's gonna have, like, my brother and her best friend, like, take a picture, like, "No, no," and I'm gonna be like, "Just tell me what I'm wearing," and I'll just show up.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll be there. I'll be there,
Period.
and I'll tell you.
Right, but I feel like when you put on the wedding dress. Like, when we went to your wedding, dress shopping, like, you knew the moment you put it on that that was the one that you wanted to walk down the aisle in. Like, and I think every woman has that moment where they put something on and it just, like, clicks like, "Okay, I am beautiful." And I feel like I will also have that moment with
Mhm.
permission by Kim, of course, but even if she don't like it, I'm still buying it.
It's your wedding too. If you find a dress that you feel beautiful in, then that's what you're gonna wear. But I will say, I really tried hard not to fall in love with that dress. But when there's not a dry eye in the room,
Girl, when you
that's
put
what took
on
me
that
out.
yeah, when you put on that dress, I was literally like, "Oh my god, I you just look so beautiful." And I won't go into detail because I don't wanna spoil it, but, like, it was just
Mhm.
how it fit you and
The
your
style.
style and, like, your face just, like, lit up the moment you put on that dress, and I was like, "This is a moment that every girl dreams about." To an extent, I'm not some people may not dream about the wed but that moment, like, when you put
Mhm.
on something for your wedding, you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is transcendent." So, I cannot wait to see you walk down the aisle in that dress. I'm gonna be puddle of tears. I'm gonna cry the entire time.
Girl,
I'm not ready.
we need to get waterproof makeup. We honestly do.
Yes.
But speaking of crying, let's tell our coming out story. Let's dive right in since we're already emotionally there. Would you like to go first?
I can. I mean, mine is mine isn't that bad. So, um, I'll preface this. I never had a coming out, like, Instagram post story thing, and I'm not like my brother, he made a whole spectacle about it, which that's just him. He just loves doing that.
And let me tell you
For
something. I read every word of that thesis,
it was an autobiography at that point on Instagram. It was kinda crazy.
and I read
For
it.
the girls were mad at that one. But I think for me, like, it was small nuggets. So, it
Mhm.
was around 2021, and I had already left the church, and at that point, all I was doing was working and living by myself, um, and I was just trying to figure out who I was and who I wanted to date. I've never actually dated somebody at this point. Like, never went on a date. never been taken on a date with a man or a woman at this point. Like, I was just, like, so curious of, like, what
Mhm.
dating was to me. So, I remember I would go on, like, Tinder, Hinge, even
Mhm.
Facebook dating. That
Bottom of the barrel.
yo, literally bottom of sea urchins, bitch. That's what that was. So trash. And I would just like conversate and just like ever, but like nothing really like everyone just wanted just to have sex. And I was like, I mean, okay, but I didn't really know what I wanted. Like I didn't even know what I wanted to date at that point.
Mm.
Like
Mhm.
if it was men, women, I had no idea. So I would just like text here or whatever here and there. And then obviously I've always been attracted to women before. Like I've always like just at a girl, I'm like, "Wow, you are attractive."
Yeah,
I've
girl, cause
always
the glass the closet was glass, honey. You? What?
Me? Like, I just always and I also find men also attractive too. So, like, I
Mhm.
was just a very confusing time, like, of that moment. And so, I remember TikTok was a prevalent like, it got super big over COVID. So, I would do, like, little videos, whatever, and so as I was, like, on Tinder and all these little apps, whatever, I would put men and women. I just put
Mm.
both. I was just
Mhm.
like, "Let me just try it out, whatever." And I remember, like, slowly but surely in my videos I would do, my little stupid, like, funny skits, I would put, like, hashtag, gay, hashtag, WLW, women. I would just put little
Mhm.
hashtags here and there. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just kinda like soft launching myself of, like, trying to figure out what I wanted, and so
Mhm.
I remember I was like, like, I would, like, date guys, and then I also would date girls. I was doing a little bit of both. Like, I remember the first club I went to was at Southern Nights, and I went by myself. Like, I just was like just like I know. I was just like, "Hey, let's figure this out." Like, I literally got into, like, this, like, Facebook lesbians group, which that had so much drama in it, oh my god.
Girl.
Like, and so, like, it was just, like, this is trying to ingrain myself into the community, and I wanted
Mhm.
friends. I wasn't necessarily looking for, like, a love well, I was, but it was a little bit of both, like, love interests and friends, and so I would just, like, date here and there and whatnot, um, and so but I do remember me posting my little hashtag gay WLW, a cousin of mine who I've never I don't know never. I have not talked to this individual in years, girl, years.
Mhm.
And she followed me on TikTok and my cousin told her mom, which is my mom's sister, and she
Mhm.
told my mom, like, hey, like your Nicole is posting this stuff. Like, is she gay? Da, 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 da. And I never
Absolutely. Because that's gossip. If one of my cousins started posting hashtag gay stuff, immediately I'm calling the family group chat. What's going on? What? Who knows what?
right. And so I was like, okay. And so then like I remember it was Mother's Day. Girl, my mom loves Outback. I don't know why.
Who doesn't?
I can't stand Outback. I think it's
Why?
so overrated. I don't know. I just never really liked it. I mean, I like steak, but so I remember it was like me, and my two brothers and his girlfriend. We're having lunch, whatever, whatever. We're just chit-chatting, all the things,
Mhm.
what was it? And then we're leaving the Outback. And maybe this is probably why I now not despise, but I don't care for Outback, is we're walking out to the parking lot. I'm getting in my car, and my mom, like,
Mhm.
stops me, and we're walking, and she's like, "So, is there anything you wanna tell me?" And I'm like, "No."
Bitchin'.
"Is there something we can talk about?" Like, "Well, your cousin talked to, my sister and told me, about these videos on TikTok, whatever. I'm like, "And you can talk to me. I love you no matter what." And I was like, "Oh, so I guess I'm gay now?" Like, it was, like, so like, she was so sweet about it, okay? So I was like
Mm.
but, like, I felt robbed of the moment of, like, telling my mother because of the video, so I'm not mad at my cousin for doing it, but,
Mhm.
like, obviously it's gossip. Like you said, if my cousin I saw that, I would definitely run tell family, whatever, so I'm not mad at her.
Mhm.
I just felt robbed from being able to, like, have that convo with my mother instead of having it in an Outback parking lot and her trying to confront me about, "Don't talk to me." And so I told her, and she was like, "I love you no matter what, whatever, like, you know where
Mhm.
I stand, whatever, and stuff." And you hugged it out, and I was like, but it was, like, so, like, anticlimactic 'cause my mom didn't really, like she wasn't, like she didn't have any adverse reaction to it,
Mm.
and she was like, "I love you no matter what." Like,
Mhm.
you always tell me and talk to me and stuff, and so I felt I never knew my mom would have an issue with it. I wasn't afraid telling her. I think I was just trying to be comfortable saying the words out loud
Mm.
because, like, I know it was one of the first times where, like, oh, I said those words, and at that point, I never actually said the words audibly from my mouth, you know? And so I was still
Mhm.
trying to, like, navigate dating, what dating meant to me, like, who and whatnot, and then at that point too, Nick was also coming out as well, like, we were having our own separate journeys, but we weren't talking about it, and
Mhm.
so like, it was just a very interesting time, but, like, my mom was so gracious, like and even my siblings, again, I've never had, like, a coming out convo with my siblings. Like,
Mhm.
I just said, "Hey, I'm dating this person." And they're like, "Okay." Like, when I brought Kim to my family reunion, I called my dad beforehand, and I was like, "Hey, like, I'm bringing someone to the reunion, and her name is Kim," and he was like, "Okay." He's like, "You do know that my sister's gay, honey?" And I was like, Auntie Carolyn." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, whatever." And he was like, "I love you no matter what, and
Mhm.
you can bring whatever you bring." And, like, it was just like I
FYI.
always right, and I always feel for those who have, like, an adverse story of coming out because, like, my family has never made me feel any different or love me any less
Mm.
for, like, coming out. And, like, even my sister, I was super worried about, but even she didn't care. Like, she was
Mhm.
okay, like, she's lit on Kim, like, the moment that she saw her, and so, like and one thing about my parents, like, even though we might not be super close and we've had our challenges, I know without a doubt if I were ever in any trouble or they would be there in a minute. Like,
Mhm.
I can call either of them right now, and they would answer the phone. And a lot of people don't have that in their lives,
Mhm.
and I'm so blessed to have that and blessed to have, like, a family and parents who do love me and support me no matter what, and I feel like that's why, like, coming out was so anticlimactic because I feel like no matter what, they were gonna love me.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't feel like it needed to be a whole thing. Like, you ever seen the show, Love, Simon, whatever, and all the clips of, like, they're, like, kids saying, like, "I'm straight," and they're like, "Ah," the whole montage of, like, so if you're straight, you gotta call out your parents too, like, it was, like,
Mhm.
it's just a stupid idea of you having to tell your parents, "I like men." Oh my god! Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and so Eh, it was an amazing feeling knowing that I didn't have to feel that pressure, because
Mhm.
oddly enough, I felt pressure from other people than I did my
Mm.
own family. Like,
Mm.
I feel like people who are, like, friends and people from the church, obviously, were a lot more cruel and
Mhm.
indifferent than my family, which is weird because I really held esteemed people from the church like family. And they're the ones who kind of really, like were the ones who let me down, which is, like
Mhm.
which sucks. It's almost like a part of me wishes, like, in hindsight 2020, I wish that I had been better to my family, been more, like, been there and more communicative with them
Mhm.
because I just feel like there are moments that I missed out, that I could have, like, shared with them that I didn't.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, but that's just life, right? Like, it's easy to look back and be like, "Oh, I wish I had poured more time into this person or into that person," but you were just a kid. Like,
Yeah.
of course you hold your friends in a higher esteem than your parents when you go home, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't think you should beat yourself up. But I do have one question. When you did come out to your mom, do you remember the phrasing that you used? Like, did you say, I'm gay or I'm bisexual at
I
all?
f I can't remember. I wanna say, like, "Oh, yeah, I'm dating women now." I think I said that. I didn't think
Hmm.
I said I was gay or I'm a lesbian. I think I
Okay.
just said that.
Because I was curious if, like, if you could not self-identify, then you're not coming out as, like, a label more so than, like, "Hey, this is who I'm dating." Because I was kinda the same way, like, I could not come out as a label, I had to come out as, like, what I was doing,
Right.
essentially. So
And
I
I
was
think
curious
too
about that.
yeah, I think it's too is, like, even during that time too, like, having that gap away, it gave me the courage to call you. And
Mm.
that to me was, like, a super big deal because at that point, whatever, like, again, like, we weren't really friends, we were more cordial,
Mhm.
and I didn't really know I knew that you moved to Georgia around that time, but, like, we weren't really talking,
Mhm.
and I had just started to, like, again, like, really know myself, know who I am, and, like, our friendship obviously dwindled during that time because, again, like, 2019, 2018, like, you were doing your own thing,
Mhm.
and at that point, whatever, like, you had, like, obviously outgrown the church, and you were trying to, like, find who you are as a core, and for me, like, I did a disservice, like, again, I definitely chose, like, church in a sense over you in stuff like it's all that I knew, and I clung
Mhm.
to that because I'm like,
Mhm.
"Okay, all my friends here who are family here, like, we don't have the same interests anymore." Like, we're talking about, like, fall retreats and talking about doing the Daniels fast and fine arts, and you're like,
Yes.
"I'm not doing any of that." And so our combos went, like, were daft
Mhm.
because there was no substance. And
Yeah,
so when
sorry.
I
I just thought of the intervention that you guys tried doing for me. That I just had a flash of that during that time.
y'all, I wanna preface, this is a low moment in my life, and out of the top 5 things I regret, I don't regret much about regret much that I've done, but having an intervention during our so we did getaway trips, okay? So you, like,
Girl,
traveled
girl, girl. Are we gonna get into it?
slight yes, because this is important to understand where we got here, okay?
Okay, okay.
So, like, our friend group travel. We would, like, go to, like, different cities and get Airbnbs, whatever, and stuff, and it
Mhm.
was near, like, New Year's and stuff, whatever, like, our thing. New York, you know,
Mhm.
Georgia. The
Tennessee.
last trip Tennessee. The last trip that we were in as a whole, what you were a part of, we were in Georgia, we had an Airbnb, and it was near Christmas.
I thought it was St. Augustine.
Was it Augustine? I mean, it was Augustine.
I think
Maybe
it
I'm
was for
mixing the
somebody's
2.
birthday, remember?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
And, during our trips previously, we would have, like, prayer nights on vacation.
Not that I remember.
Yes! Even in Tennessee, we literally were, like, had our Bibles open and shit. Like, we did, like, a portion of, like, a prayer during a trip when we went out.
We Y'all did that in Tennessee, but, like, in the morning. We never had a night where we were like, "Guys, for the next hour."
I
We definitely didn't do it in New York because we barely slept.
well, that's yes, New York, we were like, "Eat, sleep, ho, snug, sick." But there was variations of, like, morning prayer, morning devotions during our trips.
Okay, I never did those, even when I
Well,
was in it. Just
I
saying.
mean me I mean, I didn't do them either, but the other people did too. I
Okay.
stepped in a little bit, but you know what I'm talking about? Okay,
Yes, yes, yes.
so the day of the intervention, right, we're all, like, praying and talking about our feelings and all that stuff, whatever, but Alyssa didn't say anything.
I wasn't going to because we sat there. I sat in a corner for like an hour. I wasn't on my phone. I was being respectful, but I could like worship music's playing. I can hear you guys pray. I can hear you guys praying, and I was just like, I'm just gonna write it out.
Yeah,
And then
but the
when we got into our little small prayer circle, everybody starts sharing like what they're going through. And in my head, I said, I ain't sharing shit. So they better not ask me.
well, then my dumbass asked you and called you out, and you didn't say anything, you're like, "I had nothing to say."
Hmm.
I was like, "Nothing to say?" And it was like, knowing you don't like you don't do confrontation, so, like, it didn't go farther from that. It was more like, "I'm not saying anything," and then it
Hmm.
kinda ended there, and that was the last time that we hung out after that night, and
Hmm.
I felt horrible, it's like, I feel like I was, like, forcing you to, like, share things that you didn't wanna share in a
Hmm.
space where, like, you have outgrown at, and at the time, I was, like, didn't really understand that. 'Cause again, I was so, like,
Mm.
ingrained with what, like, you're supposed to share what you're feeling, you're supposed to share, like, your struggles, so we can, like, talk about it and we can pray about it, you know?
Hmm.
And that moment really put a tarnish in our friendship. So
And do you
then to
remember what I
have
said to you? I said,
no,
I'm not your best friend, and I didn't ask you to call me out. Do you remember that? I said, your best friend asked you to call her out, and you did it, and that's fine. We is not the same.
yeah. What a low moment.
I mean, I understand, like, you feel guilty about it. So in that moment, for me, I felt solidified. I had outgrown this kind of friendship and this lifestyle, right? Of like having friends in the church because I just knew that wasn't me anymore. And so I know for you, like, you feel bad about it, but it wasn't hurtful to me at all because it came from a place of like you caring. And I understood that. And I don't mean to sound like, well, I'm better than you or smarter than you or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I felt like this stage of my life is over and I need to accept that. Like, that's personally for me
Mhm.
where that whole trip came from. And I do remember, is that the trip? Or it was like a Christmas trip where I gave you those really cool gifts too.
Yes, yes. It was the watch that I had for years. It was burgundy and my favorite color. I cried.
I'm such a good gift giver. So when you cried, I said, bet. Ate with that one.
Right. So, like, again, like, when you enter my like, when I texted you and asked you if we can talk and chat and you answered it, I was obviously shocked, but I feel like because, like, maybe you had saw things, like, on the internet and saw, like, me, like, I don't know, like, we didn't really like me leaving, maybe that can give you the indication, like, okay, maybe she's not with him anymore, so we can actually have,
Mhm.
like, a real conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I did, like, vaguely. I think I remember mentioning something to Olivia along the lines of, like, "This girl I used to be friends with is now posting, like, hashtag LGBTQ, WLW, like, something's up, and if she's out, like, good for her," you know? And
Mhm.
then when you texted me, I was I had done my whole coming out thing and all that stuff, and I remember telling Olivia, "If she comes out to me and her about to be friends again." So, I was excited for your phone call, because I was like, it's going one or two ways. Either now she's gay and she's got no friends and now she got a friend of me, or she had some kind of church service where she felt led and now she's calling me to be like, you should come back to church, back to God. And then I would have hung up on you. So,
What's crazy is I've never done that. I've never, like, texted somebody no, I had never mind, I don't never mind, I
I've
have.
done it too.
You
Yeah.
I literally had to, like, "Nicole, don't put your foot in your mouth." You had definitely texted somebody, like, "I'm thinking of you. The Lord put you on my heart." I definitely done that. Looking
I
back
have
on it,
due.
it's very cringe because it was when it happens to you, when you get that text, you're like, "Oh my god, ew." Like, I got one,
Absolutely.
I got one a year ago, and they invited me to, like, the annual, like, January service where they're fasting and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They I got a text to invite me, and I was like, respectfully, why would I go to that? I literally was like, "I'm not fasting," which to each their own, but why would you invite me to this service?
New phone. Who dis?
I was like, "Huh? Like, why are you
Yes.
inviting me to these things?" Like, it's weird. And then someone invited me to the conference, the college, like, "I'll pay for you to go." And I'm like, "I didn't wanna go when I was there. Why would I wanna go that
No,
I'm not
honestly,
going
that
there?"
was required for our internship. We had to go. And that was the only years I went.
Bro, dead ass, I didn't wanna go when I was there.
Mhm.
Why would I want like, it was we don't even get it, but I didn't wanna go when I was there. Why
Yeah.
would I wanna go now? I was like, "What? I'll pay for you. You can keep your $80 hairs."
Doll hair. No, you what you
Well,
should have
for
done is like, "Yeah, I'll show up. I'll meet you there." Never show up. They just lose $80.
dude, I don't feel like an asshole. I can't do that. Close your eyes. But it all led to this. But I do want to ask, like,
Mhm.
as you like were having that convo with me, whatever, like because at that point
Mhm.
you would already had come out at that
Mhm.
point to your family, right?
Yeah, I was completely out. Yeah.
But how long was it before I called you that you had like that coming out with your family and stuff?
I think it was a year. I think it was a year because of where I was living at the time. I remember being in my that specific living room, and during COVID, when Olivia and I hit like 8 or 9 months, I moved in with her in her mom's home, and then we eventually moved out. So it had to at least been a year by the time you called me, because I can't even remember exactly like what month it was or anything like that. But and I my coming out story was very, very different than yours, because I felt like at that point in time when I finally came out, everything that came before it, like I felt like I laid the groundwork almost.
Mhm.
So I dealt with my spirituality. I was starting a whole new life in Tampa, and before I had to come out, like, I actually started, like, dating women, and I had this space on my own to come out, and, like, what's so different is, like, nobody outed me. I had the space and the time, and I decided, like, when and who knew what. So, the first people I came out to was my cousin and her husband at the time, and I knew it wasn't gonna be an issue, but it was harder for me to say, you know, I'm dating women now, like, to say it out
Mhm.
loud. And I remember after I had come out, my cousin, we were chit-chatting, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, this actress is my girl crush." And she was like, "You know you could just say crush, right?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." Like, I don't have to hide behind, like, these trying to stay in the closet and watch what I have to say. Like, I could just say, "I like this person," not based off gender or anything. So that is where it kind of started. And then I used to go out drinking with my Thea and Theo. Well, really my Thea and her friends. And one night I got drunk and I just remember coming out to her. And I did it, even though when I wasn't that drunk, to be like, hey, I'm dating girls now. And then if I regretted it the next day, I could be like, I don't remember that. That's kind of crazy, to have that ability to like lie and crawl back in
Yeah.
if I wanted to, even though I knew they were cool about it. But the next morning I like had work, I went straight out the door. I did not say good morning, goodbye. I came straight. And then when I came home, it was like chill. Like nobody was saying anything. And so finally I was like, so do you remember? Do you remember anything from last night? And she was like, I sure do. How about you? And it was like, we love you anyways. Uh and then my Theo came home and I came out to it was not an issue. The issue was with my parents. And I remember I called my brother the night before I was coming out to my parents. And I said, hey, I wanted to tell you before I told them. And my brother was like, I love you the same. I do wish you had told me a little bit sooner and I would have been there for you while you told mom and dad. And I
He
was
w
like, yes.
he would have been there. Wait, but how wait, where does he live?
He lived at that time, he lived in Minnesota and he was a pastor.
So he was gonna drive, fly, train to wherever to tell you be there in person?
If I had
Oh
given
my
him
god.
like prior notice, like it was
Yeah,
literally the
yeah.
night before. And I think I was mostly scared of like, wasn't scared of what he was going to say. I was just more scared of disappointing him because I'm
Mhm.
so close with my brother, even though he's 10 years older than me. And so for him to say that, I was like, I can absolutely do this. And I drove to Orlando, and my parents were like, why don't you pack a bag? Um, why don't you stay the night? And I was like, once y'all hear what I got to say, I'm going to have to do. And I was like, I'm not staying. But I remember we sat down at the dinner table, and my dad was across from me, and my mom's like to the left of me. And I was like, okay, I have something to tell you guys. And they were like, what is it? And I was like, I'm dating someone. And they were like, oh, really? Like, and they were excited. And I remember being like, oh, oh, no, no. Uh, Let me clarify. I'm dating a woman. And the silence was threatening, to say the least. And then finally, my dad had gotten up. And well, the reason I decided to come out to them too was I had fallen in love with Olivia. Olivia and I were official. And I remember thinking every movie, every TV show I've ever seen, if one person is still in the closet, the other person's going to leave them and it's going to cause issues and all this stuff. And I remember being like, I'm not going to have that kind of relationship. It's unfair to Olivia and it's unfair to me. I don't want that kind of relationship either. So even though I was out to my cousins, my Thea and Theo, I felt like I had to do it, come out to my parents so that I can deal with that and have a solid, healthy relationship with Olivia. But I digress. So I come out, my dad stands up and he walks to the sliding glass door. And before he opens it, he's like, I don't think this is for you. And it doesn't mean I love you any less, but just know that when you're done with all of this, I still love you and I'll be here for you. And I was like, shocked. Honestly, shocked because I did not expect my dad to be like pretty chill about it, still say that he loved me and everything,
Yeah.
and then just walk to the backyard. And I say,
He
okay, King, I honestly thought it was gonna be worse.
He's in deep thought on that one.
He sure did. So I don't know if he saw it coming or what. My mom, she did not. She asked me one question, and that was it. She did not say anything else. She got up, started cleaning, started doing dishes. I don't know what she was doing, and she goes, "So when did this all start?" And I said, "When did I start dating my girlfriend, or when did I start having feelings for girls?" And she goes, "Oh, not the dating one." She could not fathom saying anything out loud. And I said, "Oh, probably as early as middle school that I can say." And she looked me dead in the eyes and goes, "You're full of it." It's lying to her. And we're like, "Why do you think I'm lying to you now?
She said,
You think I'm making
"You're
this
full of
up?"
it." She had that dead
And
ass face. She's like,
you're
"You're
full
full
of
of
it.
it.
And
Full
I
of
was
it."
like, and I'm like, just because you thought I like the Jonas Brothers, like you thought that's what made me hetero. So that was the time. So after that, I dipped. So I left. And then we were kind of in this place of limbo where I almost would like start to inform her of like, hey, me and Olivia are going to this family event. And she would be like, okay, and then not go just because Olivia was there.
Mm.
And I do remember, and so I remember cleaning out my room one day and he was like, or like just grabbing stuff. And she, she was like, Alyssa. And she would always do this like specific voice, specific sigh. And I knew she was about to ask me some kind of crazy question. She'd always go, so, and I had time to prep, but she was like, so when you were going to church, like when you were younger, did did anybody touch you?
Stop.
And I remember being like, what? Because regardless of assault, it does not dictate your sexual orientation.
Oh
But
my god.
that's her frame of mind. That's what she's thinking because that's what the church is telling her. So I remember scoffing at her and being like, "No, like that did not happen to me." So I think I remember saying, "You're going to have to find another reason to explain to explain why I'm queer." And then later, she was like, "It must be because I failed you as a mother." And I remember being like, "Nope, wasn't that either because you were here, you
Right. I mean,
know?"
that could be the only explanation. I must have
It's
failed for you to be queer. I must have did something. I didn't put you in enough pink dresses. That's my fault. I thought no. Girl,
which
please.
it's just what the church teaches, though. That's just what they say. Remember, they would say that to us, like that people would end up in homosexual relationships because they were assaulted by
Mhm.
someone or because they didn't have a father in the home and so now they're seeking a man's approval. And that also what creates sluts too, so that's crazy. But um two
Twofold.
parent household, still gay, used to be a slut, former slut.
That's it's oh my like that breaks my heart that like she
Mm.
would honestly ask you that question like were you assaulted? Because that had to be the most logical thing that you can think of. Or maybe obviously like you said, the church is like, like has this stigma that if you are assaulted that could happen to you, which is not true. Like
Mhm.
you can be assaulted and still be straight and vice versa. I don't think that dictates that or not.
Mhm.
But so how long ago was this combo? This is going now like 3 or 4 years now, I'm assuming?
Mhm. I think I came out 2020. Yeah,
Oh, so are we going
because
on 6?
We're going on 6, and I just recently kind of had to end things for the same
Oh, so
reason, like, Olivia and I were getting married, and I was like, "I'm not staying in limbo at this point."
so right now, like, your relationship with your mom and dad, like, it's not is it what is it right now?
No contact. And but girl, I ate with the text. I will say that, because I basically texted them like, "Hey, Olivia and I are getting married, and we're only inviting people who have loved and supported us. If you
Mhm.
would like to have lunch or dinner with me and Olivia," that was like my last olive branch. Like, "I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you the opportunity after 5" it was, yeah, 5 years, to at least sit down with both of us. And they said, well, my dad texted, my mom never texted me. My dad texted, um, we still don't, we're still not vibing with it. We, that's just not for us. And I said, okay, just understand that your religion is now taking precedent over your relationship with me. And when you come to realize that it's cost you a relationship with your daughter and you regret that, I'll always be here for you. So let me know when you have made it past that." It was something along those lines. I was basically like
Damn.
flipping it on them.
Yeah, yeah. Damn. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda ate a little bit.
Eek. Yeah,
But
I felt
but,
really
like
good
but
afterwards.
so what about your siblings, though? So, like, are they supportive
Yeah,
for the most
my
part?
sister's really cool. When I was planning to come out to her, it was like kind of quick. And at first I was like, I have to tell you something while mom and dad are in the other room. Um, but I don't want them to hear. And she was like, my God, are you pregnant? And I was like, "Mm, no, quite the opposite, actually." And I was like, "No, I'm dating women now." And she was like, "Oh, okay, girl, good for you." Like, she's very cool. I never came out to my oldest brother, and then I'm pretty sure my brother that I was closest to, I'm pretty sure they're coming to the wedding because I sent them that save the date, and they
Mhm.
were like, "You need a DJ?" Because I DJ'd their wedding.
Stop! Yeah.
But they're not real DJs. It would be a Spotify playlist.
But he's a pastor, right?
Mhm. In Virginia now,
See
though.
my thing, though, is, like, I do believe there is a line. I'm trying to find the right word, maybe tolerance is what I'm looking for, because, like,
Mhm.
I can understand, like, to a certain extent that you may not agree or support, understand, but you can still love me as your sister or your daughter. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like the relationship is there, and, like,
Mhm.
I just don't understand how parents, friends, and family, like, just think that you're a whole different person because you're dating somebody else.
Mhm.
I'm this same Nicole who I was 10 years ago, who I am now. The only difference is now is 2 things. I am dating a woman, and I love myself. Before, I did not love myself. What? Why are you laughing?
Girl, I just thought it was gonna be something like not a virgin, cursing, drinking. I thought it was so when you said love yourself, I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's deep. That's like you're eating with that."
Well, I mean, like, let's be real. Like, I cursed here and there. Like, that like, when
Not that
I
I
was
remember.
literally like, probably to myself, like, or in my
Oh,
head, like,
okay.
I never audibly said it. Drinking, even now, I'm not really a drinker now. Like, I
Mm.
do it socially. I don't even have any alcohol in my house, like, it's very rare that we have it in the house.
Mhm.
Like like, even now, I will say, I do curse so much more now since dating Kim, because before I met Kim, I'm like, "Hey, little bitch." Like, I'm just, like, very, very, like like soft whispering, and now I'm like, "Hey, bitch!" Like, you see the difference now? Like,
Yes, yes.
before I would never do that, but I but I feel like I do curse too much sometimes, and so, like, I don't know, I kinda try to, like, filter it out, like, I don't wanna I think it's sometimes I read too much with it, but
No, fuck that shit.
I digress.
I will say, I feel like I'm completely a different person because yes, I used to never curse before, and I curse like a sailor now. I am the furthest thing that you could say from modest. Um, per some outfits that I've worn, I love a good pasties. I love a good
You
see-through
do
shirt.
you do love pasty and see-through. But see, I
Absolutely.
yeah. But see, I feel like my modesty is still there. I'm like, cleavage? Oh god, girl, like, sometimes can be like, "Yo, let it out." And I'm like, "No, no." Like, I just literally hear that stupid ass phrase, "Modest is hottest." It's still in my
Ugh,
fucking head, bro. Like, it's still in my head. And I said that the other day. Someone's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Ignore
ew.
me. Tr I'm still unlearning, okay?
Church
I'm still
trauma,
unlearning
sorry.
things. Church trauma, sorry."
No,
But
because
honestly,
I remember wearing shirts and, like, doing the bend over thing. Did you ever
oh
do
my
that?
god.
You'd bend
Well,
over so that to see if your cleavage was showing, and then to see if your shirt would ride
yes.
up, and if it did, I would put, like, an undershirt on and tuck it in to my pants and then pull
Yes.
it up so that ugh, girl, you
But,
can't
like,
catch
again,
me
like,
wearing a bra now.
I know, I don't think I've seen you wear a bra in over 2 years.
Yeah, good for
I was
me.
like, "Yeah." Me? Always strapped.
Always would.
My god.
You keep that to yourself.
Oh, girl, please. My mom's watching this podcast now, so I gotta keep it PG. Psych!
Oh, I was like, "Huh?
Nah. She
Not
actually
happening."
enjoyed it.
Oh, I did wanna ask you, since coming out, what was the craziest thing anybody has ever said to you? Like, it could be homophobic, it could just be weird or creepy, but I was just curious if you have a story like that since obviously it wasn't from your family. Um
Mm. Okay, I have one that still haunts me to this day, as I'm tied to this person. So, before I even posted any hashtags on my TikTok or anything like that, whatever, right?
Mhm,
My best friends, he had moved away, for a new job, and so, we would, like, talk here and there over the phone and stuff. Um, but I remember, like, before I really did anything, like, before I went on really any dates, before I really, like, talked to anybody, like, this person was, like, besides, like, he was the closest person to me.
mhm,
Because he knew, like, a majority, about my life, my story, and stuff, whatever, and so I remember calling him one day, it was at night, and I basically was like, "Hey, I wanna let you know bef before you hear from anybody else, because
mhm,
I feel like for me, I always want it to be heard from the mouth of the person, not from, like, hearsay." And I was like, "Hey, like, I wanna let you know, whatever, like, I am going to be starting dating women." I didn't say, again, that word of,
mhm,
like, I am queer, I am gay, I was not comfortable with that, but at that point, I was dating men and women, and so I remember calling him and telling him that, so I felt like for me, it's important to tell my friends who I was close with, but first, because I feel like to my friends, my family, I want them to know.
mhm,
And I remember him on the phone, and when he said these words to me, it, like, cut like a knife in my heart. And
mhm,
he was like, "Well, you know that I love you, but, like, this isn't something that is for you, And then he said, like, I'll be here when your life's in shambles to pick you up.
Mm. Mhm.
And I was shook by that because I could already tell or know that he wasn't going to approve. And I wasn't telling him for his approval. I just wanted to tell him because I thought as a friend, something major happening in my life, whatever, I would want the person to tell me.
Mhm.
And when he said that to me, when he literally was like, "I'll be here," like, in shambles, insinuating that one day that this will all crumble and I will come back running to him, was so defeating and deflating because you're literally praying for my downfall. Like, to insinuate that, like, because I decided to start dating women equates to my life falling apart. And that was probably the last time that we spoke, like,
Mm.
an actual meaningful conversation. And it broke me. Like, I was so upset because at that point, he was one of my closest friends, and I considered
Mhm.
him like a family at that point. And that probably since coming out, it's been probably the worst thing and that has said to me. And like no other like my family didn't say anything, like even other pastors didn't say anything to me, but he said that to me. And it just like was so hurtful. And till this day, like it really is my mantra because like over the course of the years, like I'm not gonna lie, he's had a shitty life, kind of.
Mhm.
Like, he's had some shit happen to him, and I don't wish that upon anybody. I've
Mhm.
never prayed for his downfall, ever,
Mhm. Mhm.
because I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
But I've been thriving
Girl.
since that moment. Like, new job, who this? New girl, who this?
Okay.
Getting my degree, who this?
Okay.
And, uh, like, I feel like I'm the most resilient person, like, I feel like I embody that word, and he
Mhm.
actually gave me a gift one time, a giving key that had that on there, and I'm like, "You're telling somebody who is a resilient human being that no, you're the last person that I would ever go to." Like, if I were on the street naked and afraid, I would not call you. If I was dying of a disease, you would be the last
Mhm.
person that I call you. I had $1 in the bank, you're the last person that I would call. Like, he's at the bottom of the barrel. And when I win an award, my Oscar one day, I will use the phrase that he told me as an Uno reverse to that bitch. Because there's
Mm.
no way in God's green earth
Mhm.
that that person thought that I would literally crumble and fall and want that for me to come back and to be there for me. There's no way. And even if I did crumble and fall, I still wouldn't call your ass. No.
It's also just weird to say because, like, I get where you stand with your religion. You don't have to tell me. But I feel like the church
Right.
is like, tell them you love them, but also tell them that this is bad for them. And like that fear mongering of like, if you continue down this path, it only leads to terrible, bad things, da da da, whatever. Worse than the life you have now in the church. Just trust me on it. That's basically what they
Right.
say. And then, I don't know about you, I feel reborn.
Right.
Fear than
It
ever.
was crazy. What's crazy is I'm still tethered to this man on my fucking phone plan. Like, I can't get rid of him.
Girl,
Like,
I'm gonna have to add you to Olivia and I's phone plan. Cause I know Kim ain't giving that phone plan.
oh my god, Kim has this like $40 a month plan that she will never give up, and she will not come onto mine. You know, I swear to God, like it is so hard to get rid of somebody off your phone plan. It is easier to get rid of herpes than it is to get rid of somebody off your phone plan, and herpes is incurable. Think about
I
that.
I wouldn't know, girl.
Well, me
Not
neither.
a
I don't. But
not a STD in sight on this side around town.
right, like it is easier to get rid of the clap than it is to come up with your phone plan, and I'm stuck up this man. Like
That is,
I don't like.
it's just, it's crazy. But I do remember when we were in Greece. You can't call Kim. Can't get a hold of her. She's got no
I know.
signal. So
Serve it right.
she was on a cruise for that week, basically, because
Pretty
you couldn't
much.
call her.
Let's do WhatsApp, but yeah,
If she's
that
on
was the
Wi-Fi.
worst. That's true. But if you can
Mm,
get Wi-Fi, but that was the worst thing that someone said to me,
mm,
and like it was just like it was so heartbreaking, and I I wish that in the moment maybe I would have been more like, but I think I was just so sad that I didn't really have like a clap back to give. I was just
mhm,
so like mortified that like they would say that.
mm,
And again, like we're not friends. It's more so of like we're just on this phone plan together that I can't get rid of. And I mean I could be an asshole and like cut the line off, but I'm not an asshole.
mhm.
But it
You
is what it
should be.
is. And like I know, right? I moved on from it, and I've
Mhm,
honestly healed from it because like I feel like true friendships like are a true test of time
mhm,
when you are in a season or and they're gonna love you for who you are. And this is a moment where like it wasn't like that. And I
mhm,
I thank God that it kind of stood out because like that's a friend that I don't want in my
mhm.
life. So what about you? What was the worst thing someone told you after coming out?
The worst conversation I had had, and I'll only pull a snippet of the conversation because it went on for maybe 2 hours, and I was, like, crying, blue in the face, but I was really close with this person, and then this person, they had a child that was in my life that I've known since they were born, and there was this moment of, like, we started talking about stuff, and they were, like, asking me, "Where's my truth rooted in?" Like, "What how do I know where my morals are if I don't have the Bible?" Like, stuff like that. Like, I can't know right from wrong from the Bible or whatever, right? But the worst thing that was said that really, like, shocked me was they basically told me that if I tried to push whatever gay agenda or whatever on their child, they would take their child away from me. Like I could not have access to their child anymore.
Oh my
And I remember
god.
thinking like, one, I thought you loved me. Two, you really you've really bought into this whole like cult mindset that you're not even thinking about who I am as a person. You're only thinking about my label. Like you're only thinking
Mhm.
about me as gay. You're not thinking about me as Alyssa anymore. And I remember being so scared because, like, I love this kid and I would never want to push a sexuality onto someone the way sexuality was pushed on me, the way that I
Yeah.
had to struggle. And so I remember after that, I deaded the conversation and I was like, oh, this is done. Like, I thought you loved me. I thought you supported me. And you know me. I always have my walls up. I don't really let people in. And to me, I was more frustrated with myself saying, I knew their religion and I should have known better. I should have known that they weren't going to support me. I should have known this is what they truly felt and thought, despite being led otherwise.
Mm,
So that was that was the worst for me.
damn. I don't know which one was worse, yours or mine. They're both
Mhm.
equally, and the fact that, like, obviously, they're somewhat probably still in our lives or whatnot,
Mhm.
or just less than that. But it sucks that like that we both have a story that what someone has said to us in spite of us living
Mhm.
our best lives.
I feel like a lot of people in our community do have a story like that, where
I
after
agree.
they
Yeah.
finally came out, there was always somebody who had to say something crazy that you're like,
Mhm.
"Why? You didn't have to say that. Like, I didn't ask."
Yeah. Right. But as we close out,
Mhm.
I think we need to end this on an amen but moment,
Mm.
um, of scripture. And so I don't know if you have one that
Oh,
you wanna
I got
share?
one up. Yeah.
You do?
Let me
Okay.
Mhm. Oh, I got scriptures I love. Here we go.
But I feel like embodies this whole episode. I don't
Absolutely.
know what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
ready?
okay. I'm ready.
Deuteronomy 23:1 says this:
Mm,
"No one whose testicles are crushed or whose male organ is cut off shall enter the assembly of the Lord."
wow.
Amen.
Amen. What? Oh my god. Girl, I love you.
I
Um,
love you too.
you're my favorite person. But I will catch you on the flip side.
Thanks for listening to Amen But Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts from or watch us on our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks for listening. We post new episodes every other Friday.